great.
That was a great episode.
Yeah.
Okay, just a nice 1-2 combo. I mean, it worked out pretty predictably, but it's done so well.
Yeah, that was
it's done so well,
gosh.
and I love the fact that they're using in a way, the bully is kind of a vehicle in the story right now to progress Izuku's development, more.
Sure.
But I like that they're now setting up a potential arc for him to really have his ego shattered, because it's really fragile right now. But enough about him.
Like,
All Might and Izuku's interactions in this one were so good. All of them.
that was so good,
so incredible.
Like they were taking the idea of the hero, then they had the thing of, oh no, your hero might be hollow, like,
right, yeah.
But then it's like, oh wait, no, that was actually his moment of, like, if anything, his moment of weakness,
right.
And you were the hero for him.
Yep.
And oh my god,
love that stuff.
Like,
it's just the perfect kind of optimistic, kind of superhero stuff that's a little bit sprinkled throughout kind of other forms of media as well, and other stories. But I love it when it's just wholly committed to in a story right from the get-go. They don't mince words or anything. They don't cut corners. They just go straight into it, and they really develop someone that you have not only a lot of sympathy towards, but a lot of empathy towards, because he's trying to find his purpose.
Right. And
he goes to his hero, who's supposed to kind of affirm his purpose, whereas society and even his mom isn't really telling him. They're more of like, they're giving him just sympathy.
Or pity.
Which is, which actually, now that I think about it, that's kind of interesting, because in a way, the bully guy, I still don't know his name, but he is not wanting to be pitied for his moment of weakness by the hero, which is interesting from the standpoint of, if they're able to get over that, they could actually become really good friends. And I think them going as either rivals or friends into the future would be kind of interesting. I don't really care which way it goes. But All Might's final scene with Izuku at the end there was great. So good. Okay, I now believe in this show. I had my doubts, but now I'm 100% sold. This is good stuff.
Yeah.
It's interesting because with the little teaser that they gave into the next episode, we're gonna have them training a lot. Mentioned something about inheriting All Might's power.
Yeah.
Like, what?
We'll have to just watch the next episode to find out about that.
That sounds really interesting. Another thing that was kind of a cool dynamic was All Might, has this power, right?
Yeah.
But he is, like, he's crippled effectively.
Right.
He's had something happen to him in the past that's made him weaker fundamentally. But he chooses to basically be a symbol,
right,
instead of letting everyone know the truth about things.
Yeah.
So he's kind of faking it for the greater good, which is interesting, because that tells us a little bit about his personality.
Right.
In that he is okay to put on the star show, and be an actor to basically inspire others to be heroes, and maybe to make other villains scared.
Well, sure, that.
But
too.
Also, you said that line that was really good, to trick the fear inside of him.
To trick the fear inside him, and I love that, because I mean, how often do we have to do that? I mean, come on, like,
constantly. I mean, at least we should be having to do that constantly.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice if we could live fearlessly, but a lot of us have fears that come into our situations and stuff, and having something like that where you can basically trick yourself out of the fear, it might not be the best way, but at least it's a way for you to be able to take action in the moment when you're afraid, because that's what courage is ultimately. And I think that's a theme of this show. This show is basically trying to remind us what it means to be a hero, but also to be courageous, even when you're quirkless, when you have fears, when the odds are stacked against you.
Yes.
And this is all good shonen stuff, but they're executing it in a way where the setting really complements it. And
as opposed
the
to
context
just,
and stuff.
as opposed to just being like, determination, I must, do the thing.
Right.
They really make you attached to what's going on.
There's a lot of emotion in it.
Yeah, there's
as
a lot of
well.
emotion behind this thing, which is great, I think, because that makes it. Otherwise, the whole Determinator thing is it's pointless, right?
Yeah.
Because if you need to be scared in order for courage, to have courage, right? And if that's one of the things that I didn't really like, is that usually in shonens the main character is never afraid.
Right. They just power through everything.
They just power through everything.
And sometimes they'll bring that up, but they'll bring it up
rarely.
No, way later in the story. Because say a shonen goes for 100 episodes, they'll bring that up in episode 40 or 60. And it'll be this brief phase that the hero goes through to make it edgy and dark. But in this, it's no, this is the most optimistic,
struggle
positive
that the guy
show
has to go through.
With real struggle that makes sense for a character that's surrounded by those that have something that he doesn't, but he has all the gumption, the drive, the sense of purpose, and the belief that he can be a hero.
And he makes the decision.
And makes the decision constantly, and he moved without thinking. But I like that it's not easy. It's not easy for him to make the decision. He's not just giving the finger to society and being like, yeah, I'm going to do this thing because it's what I believe. So believe it. Believe it. Yeah. He's basically getting over himself and his own fears constantly on day out basis. So it'll be cool to see him inherit All Might's power?
Yeah, we'll have to,
I guess that means that thing in the intro where it shows him punching and it flickers out All Might's punch and his punch.
Oh,
is a hint of that.
Yeah, maybe.
Because once he said inherit power, I was like, wait, when has that been foreshadowed?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe that would be cool to see him go into that old mentor role where he's kind of that, kind of become that symbol. But at some point, he basically
passes on the torch.
Right. And yet, I don't know, because what if that inheriting the power makes him actually begin to look like All Might and sound like All Might, like All Might's entire physicality and everything is the power.
I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes.